of the box and then allowing one of the centre-backs to get it wide. And now the press is on. Williams looking round saying, how can we take the ball off from here? This is what City are normally very, very good at.
Pedro scampering after Ederson. Ederson skims the ball beautifully to Mahrez. And here comes City through Sterling. And they've worked through that beautifully. But then, excellent defending from Marcos Alonso. But he gives the ball away. Pedro wins it back. It's a real game of cat and mouse out there. Pepper didn't find his man. Given away by Chelsea to Fernandinho. We'll keep our eye on him and see if he's moving okay. The City substitutes, including a potential like-for-like swap in Gundogan in terms of the role he would play if he replaces Fernandinho. Sane. Rudiger there. And the cross comes in. It's Luis who heads clear. No one upfield. Hazard had dropped back. Defence.
They're working so hard, Chelsea, to stop City that when they do get the ball back, they don't have options, whereas City just seem wave after wave win the ball back. There's a different level of composure and control when City have the ball as when Chelsea have it.
The big plus for Chelsea is that City haven't really created an awful lot of chances. But other than that, I haven't seen Hazard, I haven't seen William that much. Kovacic has been defending. Pedro's had the odd run, not really had anything attack-minded at all. You've got to get into the game a little bit more, or, you know, hit City on the break a little bit more. They've had a chance to knock
Hazard goes into Leroy Sane. Azpilicueta stands firm and then concedes the corner kick.
Again, that patient build-up. They waited for the opportunity, switched play to Sterling, and then all of a sudden Sane's got acres of space, and he, for once, had a poor first touch and allowed Azpilicueta to recover.
Sane to take. It's a good-looking ball. It was Rudiger who did well to clear, and the flick on by Hazard, but he's now expected to go and chase his own flick on, and it falls to Kyle Walker. Since winning their opening 5 games of the season under Maurizio Sarri. But let's not forget, only joined the club in July. They've only won 4 of their last 10 in the Premier League, so 15 points taken out of the first 15, and then only 16 out of the last 30. Who says that City are in a different category? They're focusing on finishing in the top 4, and that's going to be a real fight to May, I think. Maybe it's 5 teams going into 4 places. Here's Sane again. Mahrez in that central position, but he's dispossessed. Here's N'Golo Kante, works it through the legs of Fernandinho. Maybe ball out wide. It's a City throw.
To Lee's point, with Conte playing in that position, the amount of times he is receiving the ball under pressure, he doesn't have the time to get a good first touch and then play a simple pass. He gets his first touch, his head is forced down, and then he can't wriggle out of that position because that's not part of his game. One thing you mustn't underestimate as well is how exhausting this is when you're defending against a team like City. You're having to make so many runs, cover so much distance just to keep them at bay.
Alonso does well, but he's under tremendous duress in the corner there. But Chelsea worked this out very nicely indeed until Williams, errant flick of the right boot. No harm done though. I was about to ask you actually, Graham, and you, Lee, that the demoralising factor for a team like Chelsea, who are used to having more of the ball, in having to chase constantly, closing gaps, chasing runners, not having many opportunities to get on the ball themselves.
No, it's horrible. But just keep looking up at the scoreboard. 0-0. At least we're getting something out of the game. They'll have a patch, Chelsea, where they have a bit more possession. try and get the crowd behind them a little bit, but the moment they're playing catch-up in possession, they're not really keeping it when they've got the ball, giving it away, and then City are just doing this to you. Time and time again, finding blue shirt with 3 or 4 options. Pedro chasing the ball on his own, his mates have dropped off. It's not quite clicking for Chelsea.
Excellent challenge by Alonso on Sterling, who trying to win the ball back, then fouls Willian. Touches the back, the lower part of his right leg.
But it's the instant reaction, isn't it? Look at Sterling there. He lost the ball to Alonso, who read the situation well and nipped in, but then he's straight back. Didn't allow Willian to get any time on the ball. Yeah, it was a foul, but it's a foul that's in an area that's no danger to City, and they can regroup, reset, and off they go again.
Do you know why that is, Graham? And you do know why it is. Sterling goes straight after losing the ball because he knows everyone else around him is going as well. Pedro went just before when they had possession. He went closed down on his own, but no one went with him because it's not the same mentality in this Chelsea team as it is. It really is driven home day in, day out about what's required from Pep. He's relentless. And all the other managers and coaches are playing catch-up with him, I'm afraid.
And in fairness, he's had 2.5 seasons now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kovacic, remember Michael Oliver, the referee, was there or thereabouts, and that move is broken down. Drop of the shoulder by Mahrez, and a sensational through ball towards Leroy Sané. Sané for Manchester City, and it's saved by Kepa. Sané again drops it back, the ball into the middle, and Rudiger from a seated position gets it clear. I think Riyad Mahrez has gone back to pick up that shoulder that he dropped in the middle of the field. That was incredible. People were swaying in the stand. Here's Willian. Given away by Alonso as Hazard had got goal side of Fernandinho.
He's got pace. You can overhit that ball for Hazard and he'll get onto the end of it. The criminal thing there was he underhit it.
Bernardo goes back the other way towards Sterling. And he's around Alonso. Sterling into the area. The cross comes in. The shot from Sané. Heroic defending. The corner is conceded. Cesar and Piliqueta.
Well, Sané's one of City's best players at the moment, and he's got one of England's best fullbacks. On the other side, Alonso doesn't do himself justice with this challenge. And then just look at him at the far post. He waits for the ball to come to him. And this is a brilliant block. It really is. And that's the saving grace for Chelsea, is that Piliqueta is marking Sané, because any other fullback and he'd be in big trouble.
Captain again, Cesar Piliqueta. Sané in his last 5 Premier League starts has scored 5 goals, and he's almost created another with that corner flicked on at the near post. He went through everybody. Ball drops here. N'Golo Kante. Pedro is making a terrific run down the middle. What can Alonso do here? And he's looking for Willian. And Willian might get on the end of this. And it's away for a Chelsea corner. No, it's not. It's a goal kick. And the Chelsea fans are furious.
Yeah, it was decent.
It came off Willian, though, didn't it? It came off Willian in the end.
He held onto the ball really well there, Alonso, because Pedro had already run offside. It was a delightful ball into that area. And this flick on here from Bernardo at the near post changes the direction of the ball, sends it flying in a very dangerous area across the pitch, and the deflection off Alonso.
Laporte. Here's Delph. Fernandinho just trust themselves.
So what Chelsea are doing is they're marking 3 along the edge of the 18-yard box and letting centre-backs wide have it and saying, we're not going to press you until you make the next pass. They make the next pass, but City are just passing through them. It's absolutely brilliant.
Bernardo, we've got that flick on the near post. Luis with the challenge on Sterling. Luis has come off second best. It was right in front of the assistant, who was just flanked for a throw-in. Michael Oliver, the referee, comes across.
Well, this looks like both of them went for the opponent rather than the ball. David Luiz coming off worse. We'll obviously see the replay. He steps, he gets his foot in, David Luiz. I think Sterling looks like he's going up and over. Oh no, there it is, look. A shove from David Luiz.
Michael Oliver sent off Steve Mounier at Huddersfield, off Huddersfield, at home to Brighton last weekend.
Well, my
straight red, wasn't it? But this one,
my opinion on that one is Luis thinks that Sterling's going to come in with his feet, and so he's gone to protect himself, put his foot on the ball, waiting for the challenge, and going, well, I'm going to be there, forceful, and Sterling's jumped out of the way.
It's a beautiful pass from Mahrez. He's got wonderful balance, perfectly weighted pass. He does well here, Sane, because he almost loses the ball under his own feet, picks it up again. It's a quick ball in as well by Bernardo, who's supporting him.
Oh, David Luiz is still down. He just seems to be clutching the left side of his torso there. That's what the trainers seem to be working on. Andreas Christensen is available from the bench, one of 3 players that got their first Premier League start for Chelsea of the season in that 2-1 defeat at Wolves. They led by a goal-0. They had countless chances, should have had a penalty arguably for a challenge on Morata as he was about to put the ball into an empty net, but then they collapsed, they blacked out, according to manager Maurizio Sarri. And there is Christensen. Cesc Fabregas and Ruben Loftus-Cheek got their first starts as well. And Luis, with a gust of West London wind in his hair, climbs slowly to his feet. Doesn't look comfortable though, does he?
Made of strong stuff, Raheem Sterling.
It's a 10-minute moment, and then Luis comes back into the game. It's Jorginho who's dropped back to centre-back. Luis is just at left-back at the moment. Now he's back in position, and here's Sterling again. Cross is blocked by Alonso. Both Chelsea fullbacks are working so hard. They're having to. Corner kick.
He's evolving as a player, isn't he, Raheem Sterling? Obviously, his quality's improving all the time, but he finally looks like he believes in himself, confident, composed. And that was always the question, was his instincts were great, but he didn't have that composure to bring to his game to make the right decisions.
Here he is again, cross towards the near post. Helped clear by Conte. Those 2 Chelsea midfielders in those quote-unquote number 8 positions. Conte closing down Laporte here, and Kovacic, we've barely seen them in an attacking sense so far for Chelsea. Long ball towards Sonnet, the flag is up on the near side.
Yeah, it's like Lee said early on in the game, you know, they've had to defend. And protecting the fullbacks is so important. You look at Willian and Kovacic, their average position in this game is going to be just based in front of their 2 fullbacks.
Now that front 3 for Manchester City, right on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Pickford closed down. Here's Luis. Willian. Alonso. Doesn't reach Hazard. Then looks at the sky again in frustration, and then turns around and waves his teammates to join him.
I think Hazard should be running in behind there. He should be coming short to spin in behind and use his pace. He'll have the legs of both Laporte and Stones.
The thing is with him as well, because he's hardly had a kick, so you kind of been starved of the ball a little bit. Not fault of the Chelsea players, it's just that City have had the ball mostly, but it's like he wants a touch, he wants to touch the feet, and so he's coming short, and he's going to get the ball in the hole. He's more dangerous in the holes behind, but the Chelsea players, the midfield players, are not looking for that ball. It's something that needs to be sorted out at half-time.
Is there a case for Olivier Giroud to come on so that he can maybe hold the ball up in a more advanced position for Chelsea?
Yeah, there's a case, and I'm sure he'll look at that at half-time, Sarri, and said, is the system working? If it's 0-0, he might say, look, it's fine. We'll get our chance. We'll get a chance in the second half, if that's the way he wants to play the game. Or he might say, no, it's not working. Let's expand the game a little bit more. He'll be wary of that because it's against the best passing team in the league, so it's a difficult one.
My point is, though, if he's put Hazard in that team, why has he put him in there? Because he's quick. As a centre-forward, he's quicker than Giroud and Morata. So if he's in there for that reason, use his pace, get him behind.
Given away by Sterling. Now Hazard, well, he was sprinting away, as you suggested, Graham. The ball wasn't elevated enough, and John Stones cut it out.
But again, Arlo, he's got 40 metres to hit it into behind, over the top. You're better to miss long than short in that situation.
Jorginho, Hazard, chested it into the City penalty area. It's Kyle Walker who brings it away and steps inside of Eden Hazard. That gets a nice cheer from the City fans away to our left-hand side. And then Azpilicueta closes down Delph, and that gets a huge roar from the rest of the stadium.
I think Sterling is obviously improved under Pep Guardiola, but one of the biggest improvers for me is Kyle Walker since he's come. I think he's been an absolutely brilliant manager for him. You know, we know about his pace, positionally, full-back-wise, he's always had a few problems for me. But he really has developed into one of the best full-backs in Europe, there's no doubt about that.
Now, Rebecca and the team are waiting with a couple of thousand of their now best friends at the FAMFest. Down near the Manhattan Bridge on the banks of the East River. Hear from them. Alan Shearer's there as well, record Premier League goal scorer, of course, and former teammates of yours, Graham. How many of his 260 would you say you set up?
Or just all the ones when we played together at Blackburn? All of them.
Yeah.
In some way, shape or form. Even when I wasn't playing, when I had an injury, I was still assisting him at school.
I noticed you didn't have a fight with him, though.
That's low.
He was way too tough.
I think that's why, yeah. I wouldn't want to fight Al either.
Inside the final 3 minutes of... It's been an intriguing game of cat and mouse, as I've said before, in this first half. City had the best of the chances. Scoreless as of yet, and the flag up on the near side against Leroy Sané.
And look, defensively, I think they've been excellent, Chelsea. Rudiger's had a really good half. He's made 3 or 4 vital interceptions. There's a good line here held by Chelsea. Good discipline, very tight. But I think Azpilicueta, seeing that he's offside, I should say, and just let him go.
Luis. Alonso thanking too much for that pass.
Just look at the City press. The City press is obviously a little bit higher. They go a little bit earlier. Just a difference in how teams press. Not one's right or wrong, it's just different.
Hazard finds Jorginho. Manchester City have failed to score in the first half of only 2 Premier League matches this season, at Liverpool and at Wolves, and perhaps coincidentally, they are Manchester City's only 2 Premier League draws this season. Alonso. Luis. It's a good-looking ball. Pedro. Here's Willian. Lovely football by Chelsea. Needed a better first touch, but the cross comes in anyway. On the edge of the area is Alonso. He called up Pedro very late. Now Hazard. Cuts it back towards Conte.
Chelsea inside the final minutes of the first half. The champions are undone, perhaps the most unlikely of goal scorers. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 0.
Well, we talked about Manchester City's width and how they've used it, and how Chelsea haven't got the ball, any long balls over the top. Brilliant ball to Pedro, then he switches into Willian, and then just look at Sane, top of your screen, goes to sleep. Kante's there, and he gets to the ball first when it comes over from Hazard. Just look at Sane, he's walking. Ball goes into the box. And Kante is the first to it, and it's a really, really good finish. Just sleeping on the edge of the box, and he passes it into the roof of the net. Little lean back, bang.
Delightful goal, that, Lee. It all started from a long diagonal ball. Absolutely fantastic pass by David Luiz. And that starts the move. That stretched City, and Chelsea got forward in numbers as well.
Well, the big debate, and we go back to it. N'Golo Kante in the, what they call the number 8 position, I suppose, to the right of a holding midfielder. Maurizio Sarri says he wants more goals from him. Well, that's his second in the Premier League of the season. And it's a huge goal at home to the champions.
Well, it is, and if I was Sane now, I'd be asking for some cotton wool to put in his ears, because Pep's going to have a word with him at half-time, there's no doubt about that, sleeping on the edge of the box.
The progressive insurance stoppage time, by the way, is 2 minutes.
And suddenly that goal, everything else that's gone before it, seems to sort of pale into insignificance now. And Chelsea will go in, presumably, with this goal to protect, and the plan for the second half.
And all of a sudden there seems to be more spaces out there for the home side. Urged on by the 40,000 or so Chelsea fans here. Kovacic. Rudiger. For the neutrals, it's a very welcome goal as well.
And in your commentary as well, Arlo, it's the first time you've said Pedro, Willian and Hazard in the same sentence. And sure enough, they get the goal from it.
Yeah. Thought the chance was lost with Willian's first touch, but he kept it alive. Kovacic does excellently. Jorginho, Willian. And City, another challenge snaps in from Jorginho, and they've ended the half superbly. They've been chasing a lot of shadows, but they've kept their shape, Chelsea, in this first period. And they look like going in, and they will go in with a 1-0 lead. Work to be done by Pep Guardiola, and N'Golo Kante with his second Premier League goal of the season. So Chelsea 1, Manchester City 0. Half-time here at Stamford Bridge, but our national celebration of the Premier League continues across the states, from New York City to San Diego. It's back to our Fan Fest in Manhattan after this.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy it, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. Lease the Infiniti QX50 for $379 a month, plus get a special winter bonus at the Infiniti Winter Sales Event. Infiniti, empower the drive.
He's gonna do it! You gotta see this! Oh, he's gonna do it! I got him. All right. So how about another game?
Everyone knows that every drop of Jameson is distilled 3 times. And they know why. Jameson. Taste. That's why.
I've got a long list. Here we go. My daughter, she's getting into gaming.
Nintendo Switch. She can play at home or anywhere.
My brother?
DJI Mavic Drone. Guys love drones.
Wow. Other holidays are going to be very jealous.
Sunday night, we're turning back the clocks again. Because the Rams and Bears are looking like their old selves. All eyes on the unstoppable and the immovable. All eyes on Sunday Night Football.
Manuel Jose Alvarez, I went to your phone and I saw that you searched death from green toe. Ew. Go to City MD and they'll set you up with a specialist real quick. Also, I posted a picture of us to your wall. #DreamTeam.
Hey Ellen fans, it's time for Ellen's 12 days of giveaways. Go to NBCNewYork.com/contest for your chance to win a whole day's worth of hot stuff. Watch Ellen at 3 and see what prizes you could win. Sponsored by Summer, the Donna Summer musical, now on Broadway.
Tis the season for sibling rivalry, and these siblings have been very good. Current non-GM owners and lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac XT5 from around $399 per month.
It's game day, and that means two things: football and betting on football. Bet with William Hill, America's #1 sports book with over 80 years of experience. Bet now on the app or at WilliamHill.com. The world bets with William Hill, now taking bets in New Jersey.
Celebrate the holidays in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Visit buckscounty.com.
Welcome along to Premier League Halftime, presented by Verizon. The Premier League title race has been blown wide open at Stamford Bridge. N'Golo Kante with a late first-half goal for Chelsea against Manchester City. Now, our Premier League coverage today is a little different from the norm. We have taken our show on the road and into beautiful New York City. We are hosting a fan fest to honor the American Premier League fan, but we also have cameras in San Diego right now at the Shakespeare Pub. Chelsea and Man City fans have gathered along to watch Chelsea at the moment leading City by 1-0. So it is a very warm welcome if you're just joining us today to Lower Manhattan here at South Street Seaport. We're hosting this Premier League party for all of you at home and here, the American Premier League fan. Now this bit is a bit like West Side Story. I'm going to go over to the Chelsea side and talk to Robbie Earle and Alan Shearer. Chelsea lead by 1-0. Robbie, your first half thoughts?
Chelsea don't have to have possession, don't have to control the ball back. What they got to do is take the chances when they come along. They did, and they're 1-0 up. And this now is a test for Manchester City.
What a scoreline for Chelsea, Alan.
It's worked perfectly for Chelsea. They knew that they would have to defend and defend very well, and they did exactly that. And the way to hit City that they were going to play was hit them on the break. That long, beautiful ball out to Pedro, and then Kante finds himself free on the edge of the box virtually, and he finishes it superbly well.
Chaps, thank you very much. I'm heading from the Blues to the Sky Blues. I'm going to go and find the Manchester City fans, Carl Martino, Robbie Musto. The reason why this is such a big game today is because earlier on this morning, Liverpool won by 4-0. As things stand, Liverpool are top of the table, and if this result holds, they will end the day top. Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, what's he saying right now, Robbie Musto?
Well, you know what, it's telling them to keep believing the way that they're playing, because they had most of the control in that game. The game was being played where they wanted to be in Chelsea's half. Raheem Sterling had a couple of looks. They've just got to create a little bit more, but Chelsea now will be more bunkered in.
I think he'll be a bit upset in the moments where they were a bit too cute. They had opportunities to be more lethal in the final third. You know, it's funny, the game reminds me a bit of when Ed Hazard was in a false nine position with Kante in the Champions League against Barcelona and said, I could play for 3 more hours and not touch the ball, but they're 1-0 up and it's effective. And having Hazard that far up the field obviously is a threat in the counter.
It's a little test of their mentality now for City, those players, how much they want to win this game.
Okay, chaps, thank you very much indeed. Manchester City fans say they're going to win by 2-1. Elsewhere today, there's been happy scenes if you're a Liverpool fan, an Arsenal fan, a United fan. But right now, it's Chelsea who lead City. That is a massive scoreline.
The most magical time of the season to me is Toyotathon, with great deals on Tacoma, RAV4, even the awesome Camry. For you and your family. Hi! So, how can I help?
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get great year-end savings on our most popular models. But don't miss out. Offers end January 2nd. To learn more about all our great deals, visit Toyota.com.
Here's your key.
So, how does...
Magic.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Time now for the Geico Fan Fest highlights, and in over 5 years of hosting this show, I might have to say today was our biggest highlight yet. Fans from all over the country gathered here in the Big Apple to celebrate our shared love for the Premier League. Legends and celebrities joined us, one even in shock of a special someone on our team. We had mascots and giveaways, and most importantly, you, the fans, all a part of the biggest Premier League party this country has ever seen. We've been asking you also to join the party from wherever you are, sending in your tweets and your Instagrams using the hashtag MyPLMorning. The Triangle Gooners at Goonerfest enjoying their party today, beating Huddersfield by 1-0. We've also heard from the Boston Blues, a great crowd up at Banshee Boston for this one. Chelsea leading City. Back in a moment.
The Premier League on NBCSN is brought to you by Verizon. Go mix and match family unlimited plans. That gift will never leave the box. And this will never go back in.
He only just started that drama.
It's a splendid run by
I just finished another thread.
Rated everyone.
PlayStation.
What's the worst part about paying for things you don't want?
Paying.
And what's the best part about getting things you do want for free?
Free stuff.
That's why Verizon now comes with 6 months of free Apple Music.
I like music.
I like popcorn.
How dare you?
Get $300 off our best iPhones on the network you deserve.
Everyone knows that every drop of Jameson is distilled 3 times. And they know why. Jameson. Taste. That's why.
What is that?
No.
You got a virus. I have a virus? No serious.
Did you try restarting it? Mom!
And he entered spacebar escape.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. Lease the Infiniti QX50 for $379 a month, plus get a special winter bonus at the Infiniti Winter Sales Event. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
We're in a small room.
Welcome.
A bigger room.
How many of you use car insurance? Well, what if I showed you this?
Oh!
Wow.
It's a computer.
We compare rates to help you get the price and coverage that's right for you.
That's amazing. The only thing that would make this better is if my mom were here.
This is not a test or a high school science lab. And it's far more intense than any video game. It's nothing like running for class president, checking in with your friends online, or the first time you got behind the wheel. Out here, it's not where the seat takes you, but who makes you. Get up to a $40,000 bonus when you start today.
We are here live at our Fan Fest all day until 5 p.m. We will be switching over to NBCSN for our kick-off at the KP between Leicester and Tottenham. That one starts at 2:45. Make sure you join us and stay with us until 5 Eastern. The headline right now, Chelsea are ahead against the champions, courtesy of N'Golo Kante. Late in that first half, if Chelsea win, Liverpool finish the day top, City second, Chelsea third. Back to Arlo, Lee and Graham when we come back.
My mom works for Chevy. My dad works for Chevy. We're all part of the Chevy family.
And right now, so are you.
Because our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
Even you.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
And not a cent more.
Welcome to the family. The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone to get over $6,000 below MSRP on this Equinox when you finance with GM Financial. Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
Everyone knows that every drop of Jameson is distilled 3 times. And they know why. Jameson. Taste. That's why.
What's the worst part about paying for things you don't want?
Paying.
And what's the best part about getting things you do want for free?
Free stuff.
That's why Verizon now comes with 6 months of free Apple Music.
I like music.
I like popcorn.
How dare you?
Get $300 off our best iPhones on the network you deserve.
When it comes to Premier League rivalries,
An occasion of fire and brimstone.
this one is a classic. All rise for Premier League mornings. Liverpool, Manchester United on NBCSN.
Diamonds, the forever gift. The Jewelry Exchange has half-carat anniversary bands for $2.99, 1-carat 2-stone rings $9.90, 1.5-carat 3-stone rings $19.90, and 1-carat studs just $3.99. All guaranteed to appraise for double. The Jewelry Exchange Hackensack.
This holiday season, give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Give a steal.
Show her you care. Tanzanite sets $69, stackable bands $99, 3-stone rings $169, half-carat $3.99, 1-carat $6.99, and 1-carat studs $3.99. Thousands of gifts guaranteed to appraise for double. The Jewelry Exchange Hackensack.
Join us for Sports Final after Sunday Night Football.
The scenes at our FanFest locations in New York City and San Diego. The San Diego Blues, the Chelsea fan group, cordially invited the San Diego citizens around to the Shakespeare pub to watch this game together. And at the moment, it's the San Diego Blues who are the happier. Back here at Stamford Bridge, there's Pep Guardiola. An interesting team talk that he will have just delivered. I wonder what the message was. Maurizio Sarri's team had to soak up a lot of pressure, chase a lot of light blue shirts around, 38% possession, but N'Golo Conte's goal just before the break has given the champions of 2 seasons ago the lead over the current champions. And if it stays like this, it'll be Liverpool top of the Premier League after round 16. Plenty of football to be played between now and then. And by the way, the draw has been made for the Women's World Cup in France. The US women's national team, of course, the holders, grouped with Thailand, Chile and Sweden, who beat them in the quarterfinals of the Olympic Games in Brazil. The Women's World Cup live on Telemundo and Universo next season in Spanish language. Here's Kepa. Quetta helps it on its way.
It was a fascinating first half. I think, you know, City, well, you were asking the question, Arlo, and Rebecca asked Robbie Mustoe the question about what Guardiola will say to his players at half-time. I think it's more the same generally, a little bit more clinical in terms of their finishing. I think Sane is looking sharp. He would have got some positives, but as Lee pointed out, with the goal, he certainly would have got that pointed out. He's switching off. But I don't think they're doing a lot wrong, and you've got to give credit to Chelsea, how they've absorbed so much pressure in that first half and had the energy to spring that attack and score the vital goal.
Sane tried to wriggle between Pedro and Azpilicueta. footwork between those two and by Rudiger to find the goal scorer, N'Golo Kante. Guardiola said at his press conference ahead of this game, when asked what the biggest danger is for Manchester City, he said to think is not necessary to improve. That's the mantra at City. And that'll be one of the messages, sure, at half-time. To Kepa, Bernardo in pursuit. They're just trying to lure City into the high press so they can maybe have more space, and it could be here through Kovacic. Lovely flick by Hazard. This is nicely done by Chelsea. Here's Willian. Alonso choosing this opportunity to get forward. Willian still. Oh, and he's fouled. Edge of the penalty area. Here's an opportunity from a set piece, and that was a trap set by Chelsea, who now have an opportunity from what, 22, 23 yards.
Well, City have just been out-Cityed. They put the press on, and Chelsea, I'm not so sure that the ball into the front man was meant for who it went to, but it doesn't matter. They broke brilliantly well, and this is a nightmare for a keeper because he's right in the middle of the goal. So if you get a left footer on it in Alonso, a right footer on it as well, then he's got a problem setting his wall up. He's going to have to set it up one side or the other, or basically fill the whole of the goal. So it's an interesting one. He looks like he's setting it up on that left-hand side of his left-hand post as he looks out from the goal, and there's a conflab on the ball. Who's going to take this? Which side are we going to go? I think we're just going to have a look and see where
Alonso.
Ederson lines up, but Willian looks like he's got his game face on as well. It could be only one of three of them here.
Or David Luiz Dipper. It is Willian. Oh, what a save that was! And the follow-up by Pedro, who was offside, and it's a terrific save by Ederson.
Well, it almost looks like he dives past it. There he goes. It's an absolutely brilliant save, because he can't go too early because they'll flip it in the other corner. He's got to wait till it comes over the wall, and it's a very good save from the keeper.
How big could that be at full time in this clash of two of the Premier League giants? They've certainly grown in confidence, Chelsea. Foul, whistle blown by Michael Oliver, much to the frustration of Fabian Delph. It was Emerick Laporte with the foul on Eden Hazard.
They've kept the ball, Chelsea, in the beginning of the second half really well. Played out from the back. Hazard's been involved in a couple of times. He's come a little bit shorter to pick the ball up, which is all right if you receive the ball and then recycle it. He's done that well in his opening few minutes of the second half, and it's Chelsea that are just trying to frustrate City a little bit. And by the look on their faces, it looks like it's working.
And it almost went all the way through there to Pedro. It was a hurried clearance by Fabian Delph, and just that shot there of Pep Guardiola was quite telling. You talk about frustrating Manchester City, Graham. Rudiger. Wonderful ball by Azpilicueta to Eden Hazard. Laporte is the defender. Kante on the overlap into the penalty area. He goes. The cutback finds Pedro. It arrived at him very quickly. He managed to open the hips and get a left-footed shot, and it was blocked. But the Chelsea fans like what they're seeing from their side here.
What back fours don't like doing is running back to your own goal. They like to be nice and safe for the play in front of you. And the way to turn them is to hit the ball round the sides or over the top, like we talked about, Graham mentioned in the first half. And that ball over the top to Hazard is... It's a great ball because it ends up in the penalty area with him and Laporte and men coming flooding for support. So it's not a long, hopeful ball, it's a pass into the hole behind.
Whatever Pep Guardiola wanted to take a look at in the second half, he's given it 5 minutes because Gabriel Jesus will come off for Sane in a moment. Kante again, rolls it across to Willian to make it 2. No power in the shot, easy save in the end for Ederson.
Well, suddenly Chelsea are cutting City apart in this second half. Kante playing with his head up, picks out Willian, and he has to do a bit better there. The connection's poor, you see him scratching his head. He knew that was a fantastic opportunity. Off ball, there was another excellent run by Hazard, similar to the one that Lee described just a few moments ago, and it took Laporte away. And following up on your point, Lee, if that ball gets played into the channel like we saw, Laporte has to respect that. He gives himself an extra yard, and that just creates a little bit more space that Chelsea were able to play in then.
At the moment, Mahrez is down the middle with Sterling on the right and Sane on the left. I would imagine Gabriel Jesus will go into a central striking role.
I think that's just getting ready for Mahrez to come off. No.
Sane. So Leroy Sane goes from a man on the left-hand side who was giving Azpilicueta a torrid time, although, to be fair, Azpilicueta stood up to him, to then falling asleep at the Chelsea goal and being taken off.
Yeah,
such are the standards that are set.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't forget, Pep.
He's only scored one Premier League goal so far this season, Gabriel Jesus.
Sterling has come over to this left-hand side, Arlo. Mahrez over to the right.
The foul, I think, was initially by Azpilicueta. N'Golo Kante finished it off. David Silva over the free kick. Laporte forward. Here comes John Stones. Mahrez on the far side of the penalty area. Chelsea lining up on the edge of the 18-yard box. Here is Mahrez, who's so dangerous in these situations. And there's the curling effort. It's Luiz who got the header in. And it's out for a corner kick after the roar from the City fans in the corner. Leroy Sane has gone straight down the tunnel, we're hearing, down from the technical areas. Here's Silva, curls it out, but not beyond Willian. But it's another corner kick.
He's looking for the near post, but characteristically missed his target for once.
High service this time. Luiz was jumping with John Stones, cleared by Kovacic. Nicely brought down by Kyle Walker. Mahrez has slotted straight into this Manchester City side and looks completely at home. Here he is again, champion with Leicester City 2015-16. Jesus, and again, and Alonso's got to be careful here. Luiz gets it clear. Did it bend out of play for a corner kick? No, it's a throw.
But we just saw the difference between a false 9 and an actual 9 with what Jesus did there. Help.
and lots of power.
Mahrez potentially round the inside of the wall. No, it will be Walker. Oh, it's saved, post clear by Kepa. A super strike by Kyle Walker, and it's another corner. Walker again. Drops it towards the back post. Kepa stays at home. Luis had to be watchful. Laporte was coming in. It's another corner from the far side.
That's another excellent ball. Here's the free kick. As Lee rightly says, got a lot of dip on him. He had a bit more room there to work with Walker, but hit the target.
Swung in. It's Alonso who clears at the near post. Testing times for Chelsea. Jesus with the skill on the edge of the area. Mahrez with a lovely ball over his left shoulder. Clearance, and he finds a light blue shirt. And it's a free kick though for the foul on Eden Hazard by Bernardo Silva, and that can relieve, however temporary, the pressure.
Even Hazard's smiling at that one. A little laugh with Bernardo Silva. Comfortable save in the end, Lee.
It wasn't very elegant, was it? But it doesn't matter.
He didn't punch it, did he?
Good job my dad wasn't watching that. He used to be a goalkeeper. He said, why don't keepers don't catch them these days? So the ball's travelling at 150 mile an hour instead of the 4 mile an hour, that big leather ball you used to play with back in the 60s.
Especially on a rainy day.
Yeah.
They were like medicine balls, weren't they? Hazard. Here's Pedro, closed down immediately by Delph, but he's done well, Pedro. And here's Azpilicueta. Hazard again, been much more assured and assertive in their football in this second half, and towards the end of the first, but then, just as I say that, Azpilicueta rarely puts a foot wrong. This time he couldn't find a teammate in the middle with the cross.
Hazard's influence is growing in this game. We didn't talk about him a lot in the first half, did we? And suddenly, him getting involved more, players looking to find him, it's starting to pull City around a little bit and create space for others to get into.
City work through that press. Didn't seem necessary, really, by Kyle Walker against Rudiger. He gets the free kick in the end. Out of play by Gabriel Jesus. Well, Michael Oliver had a good view of it.
He knew it was coming, Kyle Walker. He leans into him. Not so sure which way that should be a foul. We'll just let him play on. But
I suppose it was elbow to elbow, wasn't it, in the end?
There was nothing to play on for me. Both went for the same push.
Lovely ball by Azpilicueta through the legs of Delph. Here's N'Golo Kante. A run here, try and get around Aymeric Laporte. He's strong, isn't he? N'Golo Kante is a man physically bigger. Laporte stood firm. Stones around Willian.
Again, it's 3 or 4 times Chelsea have come down this right-hand side, kept the ball on the floor, and just passed through this City left flank.
Mahrez, Fernandinho. Mahrez again, excellent challenge by Willian. Pedro. The ball could be on through towards Hazard. Jorginho cut out by Delph. Here's Sterling. He really is a terrific defender, says Azpilicueta. Here's Bernardo. Fernandinho. 4 today in 15 games. City have trailed for a total of 12 minutes in the Premier League. That was at Wolves in their 3rd game. Sterling, teasing cross, and Kepa and Luis between them let it go out harmlessly for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's that check onto the right foot, in-swinging cross. This is the goal. Nothing the keeper can do about that. There's something Sane can do about it on the edge of the box, and he fell asleep. Who said he can't play further up the pitch?
Luis again. Wonderful ball. Nice little fake back flick by Pedro. Bought him a yard or two, and he switches it out to the left-hand side. William. Pedro tees up the shot. Didn't get hold of it. Easy for Edison, but again they're pinging it from wing to wing in that City style here, Chelsea.
Oh, there's an injury on that far side. Someone's gone down. City don't want to put the ball out. Surely it is.
Kovacic, yeah. And he's gone down again. And in the meantime, City carried on. Jorginho with a foul on Mahrez, who wasn't going to stop and kick the ball out. And there's a bit of a gathering in the centre of the pitch.
Absolutely. Why should he kick it out? It's up to the referee to stop the game unless it's a head injury. It's not a head injury. Play on. Get upset all you like, Chelsea players. City don't have to kick that ball out.
Another great break by Chelsea. Fantastic. Another long ball from Luis to Pedro. It's the start of the move where Chelsea scored. It's a yellow card there for Jorginho. But again, the way Chelsea have used the width in the second half, we were impressed with City in the first half, Lee, exploiting that space down in the wide areas. But Chelsea are doing it particularly down this right-hand flank.
First yellow card of the day.
They've been the better side in the second half. Their energy levels have been up. The way they've pressed, the areas they've pressed in has been more effective. And then, as you said, their ball retention and their breaking, hitting City has been a lot more dynamic than in the first half. And he's already got a strapping on that thigh all over down his leg, so it must be something that he's been carrying.
Mateo Kovacic on loan for the season from Real Madrid. And whatever's ailing him has ended his day. He'll be replaced by Ross Barkley. Big cheer for Ross Barkley as he comes onto the field. He's missed the last 2 games with an ankle problem. 3 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League this season. And he'll hope that his injury problems are behind him. It slowed his progress at the start of his Chelsea career. Really growing in stature, and that'll bring a physicality to the centre of the park for Chelsea, as well as his obvious ball-playing skills.
Oh, Rudiger there. Excellently timed challenge, but then he had a little nibble at Sterling afterwards. Just swung his leg out a little bit. He's playing the innocent card at the moment, but he definitely had a little swipe at him after he made the tackle.
Bernardo. Ross is blocked by Ross Barkley. The action doesn't end with this match, by the way. We'll be at the KP Stadium later. Cross comes in. Luis with the header clear. 2:45 Eastern on NBCSN for Leicester City against Tottenham Hotspur on this very special FanFest day for NBC Sports Soccer and our coverage of the Premier League. No foul on Ross Barkley. Chelsea have it back through Jorginho. Here's David Luis. Chased down by Jesus. Calmly plays it to Alonso.
Brilliant footwork by William.
Four Manchester City players surrounding Ross Barkley on that touchline. Rudiger, confidently done. Here's Conte. Hazard. Wonderful challenge by John Stones. Sterling. Guardiola, you can see at the bottom of your screen, right on the edge of his technical area, shouting out instructions to his side. İlkay Gundogan is ready to come in.
David Silva's gone down, so it must be some sort of injury he's got. He's off. Hammy. Little hamstring sign there.
Well, busy period coming up.
That's not great.
Been quiet, hasn't he, actually, I think, Silva?
By his standards, certainly. Gundogan has been in and out of the side this season. He came off the bench at Watford during the week. He's actually scored in 3 of his last 5 Premier League appearances, including being on the end of that stunning 42-pass move in the Manchester derby. Sterling.
You just look at that pass out to Sterling and how tight Azpilicueta gets to him really early. He doesn't give him chance to take his touch, lift his head, then get in stride. As soon as he takes his first touch, he's there. It's brilliant full-back play.
With that, Lee, as well, is that he can't afford to go too early, because if he does, Sterling will just make that run in behind him. So distance is absolutely key, isn't it?
Yeah, that timing. You didn't quite manage it when you were playing. It was always a bit.
Jesus, leg stays down. Rain pouring from dark skies here at Stamford Bridge. And what's Michael Oliver going to decide is a corner kick, and says Azpilicueta can't believe it. It was a lovely ball over the top into the penalty area by Fernandinho.
Yeah, it was.
And initially it looks like Jesus was in an offside position.
Yeah, only by 2 yards.
It could be a double whammy here. Gundogan, both arms raised, short to the near post. Gundogan again, and again. There's the shot, blocked by Azpilicueta, who thumps it clear.
That's the only thing wrong with the VAR. Well, one of the things that comes up with VAR is when somebody's in an offside position, it gets nodded out for a corner and they're allowed to take the corner because it's not reviewed, because it's not a goal-scoring opportunity or a goal.
Yeah.
And then the corner comes in, they score from it, and so that corner shouldn't have been given. That's the thing that some of the players I know that have been talking about.
Happened at Brighton during the week, didn't it? Was it Balogun? You were at the game, Graham, weren't you? Balogun scored from a corner that shouldn't have been given against Crystal Palace. Hazard, too much on that, I think, to Willian. Now, just trying to tell you about a massive event tomorrow on the networks of NBC. Tune into Telemundo tomorrow afternoon, 2 Eastern, the second leg of the Copa Libertadores final. River Plate against Boca Juniors, the big two in Buenos Aires, Argentina, arguably the biggest derby in the world, live on the Bernabeu in Madrid. The first leg ended 2-2, the home of Boca. The second leg, as you may have noticed, and you followed this story, was postponed because of fan violence. An attack on the Boca team buses that approached River's Stadium a couple of weeks ago. So a controversial decision to move the game to Spain, but the game is planned to go ahead tomorrow, and that should make for fascinating viewing on Telemundo tomorrow 2 Eastern. This is fascinating viewing as well. Chelsea with this slender advantage. The champions, Manchester City, unbeaten, but they trail Liverpool by a point, having played a game fewer. Silva, we're hearing, is getting some treatment on that hamstring problem down on the City bench, and spies tell us. Gundogan has started energetically. Here's Delph. Sterling somehow works it through the legs of Azpilicueta. Into the penalty area he goes. Azpilicueta once again gets back, but concedes the corner.
Yeah, he doesn't give up. He's tenacious, Azpilicueta. Can't do much about the first one. Sterling gets a little bit lucky and so nearly gets his body in front of the Chelsea fullback, which normally spells big trouble. Good recovery.
Walker stands it up towards the back post. Luis with another big header. He's been good in the air today, David Luis. Mahrez. Delph curls it around. Willian. Fernandinho wins the header. Barkley can find Conte, but they can't retain possession. Chelsea, is becoming an increasing problem for them.
I think both centre-backs have played well today for Chelsea. Without that threat of Aguero, City do miss, there's no doubt about that.
Azpilicueta teased and tempted Delph into the challenge and then skipped around him. Eden Hazard slows up just in time, and he's nudged over, and it's a free kick to Chelsea.
You can see Laporte's frustration because he manipulated the situation really well here, Eden Hazard. Great play by Azpilicueta to get in this position, and he just hesitates, invites the challenge, and that's brilliant for a defence to see your striker win a free kick in that area. It allows you a breathing space, a chance to regroup, and just get up the pitch and create another opportunity.
Well, a vote of confidence for 2 young English midfielders by Maurizio Sarri today. Barkley's on already, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek will come from the bench. With the game very, very tightly poised here. Here's Jorginho. Willian will make way for Loftus-Cheek, who did score during the week. He's got to be careful here, Conte, and having lost the ball, he immediately wins it back, although it perhaps wasn't the best first touch by Raheem Sterling. Conte somehow manages to pivot and pass the ball to Hazard. And Chelsea have a throw.
His first instinct, Eden Hazard, in those situations, is to get his body in between the ball and the player.
Sterling did well there because he read the back touch. Almost he saw the bounce of the turf and he thought he's going to have a lively touch here, and I'm going to try and pick his pocket.
I think Willian will sleep well tonight. Involved in the move as well that led to the only goal of the game so far, and he's replaced by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Started his first Premier League game of the season at Wolves midweek. He does have 3 Premier League goals. He scored a hat-trick against Bate Borisov in the Europa League as well, and his first contribution is a foul on Fabian Delph.
Good young player, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's got everything. He needs opportunities to play more regularly. Did well at Palace last year on loan. Games like this can really define that early part of your career if you can impose yourself.
The margins are so fine out there. The pressure on the Chelsea players when they're in possession is massive, but they've managed to wriggle their way into a situation and draw in the challenge, and they've got themselves a free kick.
He can certainly fancy himself against Delph as well on this far right-hand side, because he's an absolute unit.
He goes to Pedro, intercepted by Fernandinho, who finds Jesus. Delph under pressure from Loftus-Cheek. Here he is again, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Challenged by Jesus. Free kick, throw in to the home side.
The hardest thing for a sub when you come on is getting up to the speed of the game quite often. And there he just took a little bit too long after that first touch.
They've drawn 3 of their last 4 Premier League games here of Chelsea. They are unbeaten in 11. There's the cross. Queuing up at the back post here, Barkley. And again, and it's watched wide. No, well it was watched wide, but it took a flick along the way and it's a corner kick.
Yeah, I don't think Edison realised it took a touch. It wasn't the best shot that Barkley's ever done, but he got his shot away and he now earned the corner. Must have just clipped a heel or something, like John Stones, or immediately appealed, and Edison just let it go past the post. Good spot by Michael Oliver. Eden Hazard is over there to take it. Now Chelsea crave a second goal here and a cushion. And the cross comes in. There's the header to the back post. And they've got their second goal. And it's David Luiz. This could be a seismic result in the Premier League title race. Unbeaten Manchester City, the champions, are 2-0 down with a little over 12 minutes remaining.
Guardiola, I think, saying to the 4th official, it's no corner. It was. And the ball in is floated, really. See David Luiz here, he's got his hand up. Drifts into space from back post to front post. It's a delightful header. He's had to flick that back, and to get that back on target, looped up over Edison into that far corner.
He cricked up behind players. He came all the way from this back post. No one was picking him up. He went past Gundogan. He had a look at him and said, I'm not picking him up. And he just wandered in behind John Stones. He didn't know he was there. He was marking the near post. And as you said, Graham, it's a brilliant header. He got a great flick on it. But nobody picking him up from the start. And it's unlike City, I think they were still moaning about the corner.
It was Chelsea's first of the game. It's David Luiz's first Premier League goal of the season. Right now, it's a terrific day for Chelsea and for Maurizio Sarri and for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. But there is still time left. You wouldn't rule out a team like Manchester City. And here they come, Gundogan. Not this time. Kante, brilliantly done. Barkley. Loftus-Cheek on the left flank now. A bit of footwork from him. Towards the area he goes. Fernandinho with a good challenge. Loftus-Cheek though concedes the free kick. Trying to win the ball back in that advanced area.
Pedro's going to get booked for this.
That's the most stupid booking I've ever seen in my life.
There's the corner.
Yellow card confirmed for Pedro. Report from distance. Charlie Adams-esque, except it didn't go over the goalkeeper's head and into the net. Similar position. Was it you and I, Lee, at that game? You know, City.
I sort of said, what a stupid great goal that was.
Long ball by Fernandinho towards Bernardo, and it goes behind. Utter glee for Chelsea fans and despondency at the moment in the away end.
We're just trying to look at where the game's changed, really. You know, City's dominance in the first half, and then suddenly in the second half, I think it's almost role reversal. I think Chelsea have been the better team. N'Golo Kante's played really well in this second half. He's linked up well, good interchange with Pedro down this right-hand side. Hazard's more involved. They've continued to defend as well as they did in the first half, but they've just been much better in possession, and that's caused City a lot of problems, Lee. They don't look as comfortable at all in this second half as compared to what they did in the first.
No, I think one thing that does stand out, and it's easy to say it now, that they're losing the game. In that first half, they had a lot of possession, didn't create an awful lot of chances, and I think when Aguero doesn't play, Jesus is a good player, make no mistake. Sterling doing a good job in that position, but it's not Aguero, and I think that's the one weakness. If you look at their squad, you say, do they have someone to come in and take over from Aguero's shoes when he's not in the team, with that dominance that he creates down the middle of the park, and that link-up play and that ability to score. And I just think that's one area that sometimes they get shown up, and that's what they're being done now. But fair play to Chelsea, they've played so much better in this second half.
Sterling. And David Luiz, for all the criticism,
he's been brilliant,
particularly at Spurs, particularly for the Heung-min Son goal, has been commanding in the air. He's been excellent at centre-back, and he's got himself a goal as well. And he sprays some delightful passes out to the flanks to boot, hasn't he?
He is. He's one of those players. He'll always give you a chance, though. But today he's been impeccable so far.
Phil Foden will come in, the 18-year-old Manchester City midfielder. Riyad Mahrez, we hear, will make way for him. Hazard has peeled wide, found by Barkley. If they hold on here, Chelsea will be back into third place. They started the game in fifth after Arsenal's win earlier. Tottenham still to play. Mahrez. There's the cross, takes a deflection. Kante clears it. Tottenham are at Mahrez's former club Leicester. NBCSN if you fancy more Premier League football. Kick-off 2:45 Eastern.
Just dropped in now, both Barkley and N'Golo Kante alongside Jorginho.
Quetta decided against making a rash challenge on Jesus. So here comes Phil Foden for Riyad Mahrez. Here's the replay,
yeah, exactly.
The corner situation. Well, it's an excellent spot. This comes off the studs of Riyad Mahrez.
Normally that's a hearing thing, Barlow, because tend to hear the little noise rather than see it.
It's Foden's 8th appearance in the Premier League this season off the bench.
Love watching him. He's a great little player. What a prospect he is. He's going to take over from David Silva at at some point in the future.
Player of the tournament at the Under-17s World Cup, which England won a while ago. Here's Luiz, time running out for City. You can only imagine the scenes in the Shakespeare pub in San Diego. I hope things are still cordial. Maybe the Chelsea fans can buy a round for their Manchester City counterparts who they've invited into the friendly confines. We're back with Rebecca and the team at the South Street Seaport in Manhattan at our Fan Fest. And after the end of this game, so many States-based Chelsea and City fans there as well. And they are experiencing emotions similar to those of the opposing fans here in West London. Here's Pedro. And the header comes in from Barkley, and he perhaps thinks he should have done better.
Well, he does, and he should. He just ghosted on the inside of Bernardo Silva. Just look at him. He just creeps on the inside of him. There he goes. He's got a free header. It's a really good chance as well.
He aims for the middle of the goal there, aims for the keeper. It will go into the far corner. I think he was aiming for the far corner, and it just comes off your head at a bit of an angle. Great opportunity that for Chelsea. And again, slightly concerning for City how easy they got in down this right-hand side. A simple throw in, 2v1, decent ball in, and a chance.
Well, we had a visit in our Mini Winnie out in the parking lot at Stamford Bridge from Beth Mowins, the famous play-by-play announcer from the States before the game with her Chelsea scarf on, and she's at the top of the West Stand on the opposite side of the ground, and I'm sure she's absolutely delighted with what she's seen as well. Here's Sterling towards the byline, there's the cross, and at the near post, a combination of Jesus and Luis, and it's come off the City man last, and it's a goal kick.
Well, it's a decent run from Sterling, it really is. Jesus just trying to get to that near post, and it's absolutely drilled at him. A little bit behind him, there's not an awful lot he can do. He's trying to get a corner out of it.
The last time that Manchester City lost a Premier League match by more than one goal was January 2017. That was the 4-0 defeat at Everton. And that seems like an awfully long time ago.
Do you know what? I think there's going to be a rule change at some point for the short goal kick that players purposefully intercept because they get put under pressure.
Yeah.
We're seeing it more and more, aren't we? And it stops the game. It's a get-out-of-jail card as well. I sit on a board at the FA. That's going to be my any other business next month.
Do they know you're there, the other people in the boardroom?
Yeah, because I'm the only one trying to crack jokes all the time now.
I can imagine.
I do get a laugh occasionally, but I think that's just because the rest of it's quite serious.
I can imagine you with a load of FA guys telling you jokes. Must be absolutely hilarious.
Azpilicueta with the header, and it falls here to Gundogan. And City provide themselves some hope here in the closing stages. Sterling. And again. Walker. Barkley there ahead of Foden. And now Loftus-Cheek. He's dispossessed. Gundogan.
What a goal now, make the last few minutes interesting.
Wonderful ball by Walker. Bernardo challenged by Alonso.
That goes to show the importance of the first touch, isn't it? Bernardo there just letting the ball bounce off his foot a little bit and have Alonso to snuff out the danger.
Here comes a cross. Laporte was there. Might fall for Raheem Sterling, and he's blocked again. Jesus. Conte with the challenge. Fernandinho with the volley.
Oh, it was there for him as well. He had to wait a little bit for it to come down. He was just trying to hit it with the outside of his foot. Look at him on the edge of the box. Look how long he waits for it. Just wants a little bit of slice. Doesn't quite get the movement on the ball. Eye on the ball. Leans his body away. It's a decent strike, just not quite enough bend.
Well, Eden Hazard's scoreless streak continues, but he made a huge contribution in that false 9 role today. And he's replaced in the final minute of the 90 by Olivier Giroud. Cheek. Brings inside a throw. The Progressive Insurance stoppage time is 4 minutes. And the domestic broadcaster here in England has given the Man of the Match award to David Luiz.
That's fair enough. Him and Rudiger have been exceptional. Had to show all sides of their games today, defending really well in the first half, doing their jobs in the second half, and then obviously with the goal.
I think the whole back four's played really well. Azpilicueta, Alonso on the left-hand side. The back line has been their best department of the team, there's no doubt about that. But yeah, I'd say Luiz deserves it.
It's a remodelled defence, isn't it? Graham, you've spoken a lot about this under Antonio Conte at the back. 5 effectively with 3 centre-backs. Sarri straight to the fore. You had your concerns about Luis and Alonso. Those concerns, I think, were borne out at Wembley against Spurs a few weeks ago, but they have responded well here against the champions.
Yeah, they have, and it's quite a big adjustment when you've got used to a back three. There's a little bit of security in there. But no, today they've been fantastic. I think the whole second half performance for Chelsea will give them a lot of confidence. They need to build some consistency off this after an average run of form by their high standards.
Tell you what, he's played well as well, Pedro. The amount of times he's been in a tight position and he's given width on this right-hand side, and he's gone in field and been in trouble and sort of dribbled his way out of it. He's had a really good game. I very rarely see him have a bad game, Graham. Every time I see him play, I always think he gives everything. He's a driving force. He's a bit underrated, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
For the neutrals watching, this result certainly tees up the title race, if it holds, going into a very busy festive fixtures period. For all Manchester City's excellence, Liverpool with a different approach this season. They are unbeaten in 16 with 13 wins. Another thumping win for them today, 4-0 away at Bournemouth, and they would be topped by a point.
You can imagine Guardiola, can't you? He's going to be poring over this game for days on end, trying to look at where things haven't quite worked out. I think with football, I mean, they've called it straight away about Sane.
Given away by Kepa. Here's Gundogan. Jesus! Kepa redeems himself.
Well, they did everything right there, City. They pressed, they need to win the ball back. Chelsea give it to him, and then here, opens his body up and just leans back and says, I'm going for that top corner.